to another exciting episode of Metaverse Express Full Stop. I'm your host, Mona, and as always, we are here to bring you the hottest topics in the metaverse with expert insights from our special guests. And speaking of our special guests, I am so excited to welcome my good friends, AJ and CK, on the show tonight, who are here for a very, very special reason that I'll tell you in just a moment. But first, guys, ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thanks to Murph for connecting us. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. My name is Awedjob, also known as AJ or Odd, as CK will sometimes call me. I'm a creator in the Web3 space. I make wearables, I make emotes, and I teach people how to make wearables and emotes. And my main virtual world is Decentraland, but I'm also in spatial, monoverse, on cyber, hyperfi. I mean, I could go down the list, but I'm just going to stop there and hand it over to CK.
Yeah, go ahead, CK.
Thank you for having me here. I'm CK, or CKBubbles as people know me. I am a creative director and a nail artist, and I do nail art IRL and in the metaverse. I have been in many worlds, like Scott just said. I'm a multi-metaverse maxi, as some of us refer to ourselves. So I've been across many worlds, and I host 2 different experiences a week on Mondays, one with Scott and Billy T Coin, where we adventure into Decentraland and we do tours with all the community there. And then on Thursdays, I do the Metaverse 3, where we go across metaverse worlds and we just like chat with people and help people and teach them about this magical world we love.
That is just wonderful. 2 very, very special experts, metaverse experts on the show tonight. And they are here because it's Metaverse Fashion Week 2023, guys. It's day 2, right? It's day 2. And I went and found the best tour experts right here this is what people go to get a legitimate tour of Decentraland Fashion Week. So they are here tonight to take us around Decentraland Fashion Week and show us some of the areas that they've chose to highlight, and we'll talk about why. But guys, before we even start this tour, I do want each of you to kind of, I know you gave us a background, but I want the audience to know, how in the world did you end up in the metaverse? AJ, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Actually, I heard about Decentraland back in 2017. There was a YouTuber that I follow, and he was talking about it. I really admire and appreciate open source software projects. I was one of the original founding funders to buy back the source code for Blender 3D. That was back in 2005, 2006, I forget which. So yeah, I've been I use Linux on my dual boot system, so Linux and Windows. I'm platform agnostic. I also use Mac. Yeah, so I've always been in that space. I'm always looking for like new animation or computer modeling packages. I use GIMP instead of Photoshop. I'm really hardcore that way. So when I heard about Decentraland, I checked it out and I'm like, I don't think so, not right now. But then when the hype came up and Facebook changed the name to Meta back in October of 2021, I'm a teacher, I'm an educator in the state of Minnesota, and when I heard about it, I'm like, oh, I can't wait till winter break. And when winter break came around, man, December 2021, I was in Decentraland. And before the end of the month in December, I had already made my first wearable and published it in Decentraland. So that's how I sort of fell down the rabbit hole. It's like I'd kind of already been in the space, and I just got a little nudge by the white rabbit, and here I am.
Well, we are right down here with us. CK, you go ahead too as well. How did you end up in the metaverse?
So the exact reason why I got into Decentraland actually exactly a year ago was during Metaverse Fashion Week. And I came in for a Grimes concert. Grimes was closing out the week. Yes. And huge Grimes fan, super inspired by their music and their art. And I just was like, I have to go in. It's the perfect place to see Grimes, perform a concert in the metaverse. It was like very aligned with her brand. And yeah. I came in and it just, it changed my world. You know, I've been a part of games and social media and all sorts of places where you do very similar things, but it's all in this magical world that we create together. And early on in my time, I actually applied for a fashion grant through Face Fashion House in Decentraland, and I won that. And so for the month of May in 2022, I was able to create a wearable with Midgie Todd, who is on basically the people who go through all the wearables when you submit them and say, hey, you know, you've got to fix this, or, oh, that's an IP flag, that kind of stuff. So I got to work with him, who's super talented. And we launched that. And that was my very first wearable. And it was, you know, I'm CKBubbles, so it's Bubbles basically as a top. And that just really opened up the world as a creator. And I just sort of saw nail art as my way to come in and create. And so as a nail artist, I make nail art wearables and nail art experiences.
This is so, so awesome. Well, thank you both for being here tonight and taking us on this amazing tour. I know AJ has a very precise itinerary planned out for us. So without further ado, I'm going to put him in charge of this ship, and he's going to take us, I believe, I have your itinerary here. Are we going first into Neo Plaza?
Correct. Yeah. Think of it as a lesson plan.
Yes.
So yes, I put the coordinates in the chat also. So it's -83,1. So I don't know if you used browser or if you prefer
I
the
do.
desktop client. You prefer browser.
Yep, I'm on my browser as well.
Okay. Okay. So all you need to do is just go to play.decentraland.org, and then in the chat you can type in those coordinates. So you can see my screen, or
Yep.
can you?
I can see. We can all see your screen. Yep.
Okay, because I don't have the. Yep, just checking. I want to make sure because I don't see the border, the yellow border around my screen.
Yep.
I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
All right.
see you.
Cool. So yeah, I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to go into my chat. Once you get in world and you're in the chat, it's really simple. You can do it one of two ways. To do the fast way, you just type in /, that's the flag for all the commands, / go to, then a space, and then the coordinates that you want to go to. So that's -83,1. Now I'm already there. I'm not going to do that, but you would just hit enter, and then you'll show up on the screen right about where that M is. So I got you nice and framed up.
Yep. This
And
is
I'm in a certain realm. So if you don't show up, then we'll make sure we get you to the right realm. Sorry, Mona, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you know how I know you're an educator? Just the way you gave those instructions.
Yes, God is always the person in the space that's helping guide people. He teaches so many of us so many things that, you know, would probably be kind of a headache to approach, but he does it with patience and grace and language that we understand. And so it's really helped a lot of us.
That's why he is here. Thank you for that. And by the way, AJ, you don't have to, let me see if it'll take me there. You don't have to wait on me. You go ahead. CK, are you in there as well? Or is it you and I just observing?
I am in world, but I'm in a different realm. And unfortunately, it's not
it's okay.
In the realm that Scott is in. So Scott, I don't know if you want to change realms, maybe.
Yeah, Scott,
Okay.
you do your thing. We'll just
Okay.
sit back and enjoy.
Okay.
And moderate CK and
Okay.
I.
Super. Yeah, that's fine. I think when we get to your place, CK, we should definitely have you there so that we can. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, what realm are you in? Just so I know, CK.
I'm in DG.
Okay. So let me just let Neo know.
CK, as Scott or AJ is doing his thing, let me ask you, I feel like the Decentraland Fashion Week, Metaverse Fashion Week just gets better and better and improves every year. Based on what you've observed from day one and maybe day two, how do you see this year's event improved from previous years so far?
Well, I'd say, my favorite thing that's been an improvement on this year is the involvement of more community members. We always see a lot of brands, which we love to see. We love brands in the space. They always come out and do great experiences. And we love to see the metaverse companies coming out and building as well. But, a lot of times in many places, the smaller creators don't always get the shine in the light. But this year, Decentraland has really been pushing the year of the creators. And so within this Neo Plaza that we're in right now, you'll see a handful of creators, which I believe Scott is taking us on the tour of, to see doing experiences and really just showing up in ways that is really blowing all of our minds. There's a bit of a level up happening right now that I've seen, this like shift of everyone's capabilities and talents, and even the platform just progressing so that we're able to do and create and build more. And it's been really awesome. But the brands themselves too, like there's a lot of brands that came last year that are back again. They've been leveling up their experiences and pushing themselves. So it's a universal thing. Like we're all just like growing and getting better, and it's really exciting.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I can't wait to see some of the features this year compared to last year, because it really does just get bigger and better. Scott, tell us where we are. This looks like the runway. Is the runway here this year?
This actually is the welcome center in Neo Plaza. So I've put us right by the map, okay? And this is the map. You can get to the map a couple of different ways, but I like to start people here. I've already given 11 hours of tours so far this week just for Metaverse Fashion Week. So yeah, you just look at the map and you see where you want to go, and you click and you point. Another way that you can do that is you can just click up here in the upper left-hand corner, and these are specific to Metaverse Fashion Week. So after Metaverse Fashion Week, these three icons will go away. But here's the main map to the left. And yeah, so we're in Neo Plaza, so I can click on this and boom, there's a heads up map. So no matter where I'm looking, it just shows up here. I'm going to close the map just for a second because well, you're not in world, but I'm going to show you how to do this. And if you were in world and you were part of our tour, which you are, I take you over here to these little kiosks. See this little tube right here? Yeah, so I click on it and it would give me a free wearable. Now I already have all these free wearables, but these are all throughout the plaza. There's one over there that's a bucket hat. Here's a pair of glasses that are kind of new and cyber. Here's a baseball hat, and
nice.
over here.
So anyone can collect these.
Yeah, yes, these are for
Awesome.
anybody. So here's like a nice, for Fashion Week, it's an asymmetrical style t-shirt. It's got the Metaverse Fashion Week logo on it, and these are free for everybody. So yeah, come on down and get yourself some free wearables. The other thing that I wanted to point out in this welcome center is, look, who is that?
Oh, that's you.
That's me. It's a giant me. Go ahead.
Is that the tour guide of the metaverse right there?
Actually, no. If you were here, it would say Mona, and if we were looking at Bubbles' camera, it would say their name. So yeah. It's just, yeah. So if I want to see like some of the fashions here, I can just switch back and forth. So there's a mask that's for sale in the marketplace. Nice. There are some little cute boy shorts. Oh, that was cool. I haven't seen that before. Oh my gosh. Come back. Look at that.
That is they do need to have tour guides though, to say, hey, come this way. Let us show you how to get around. Let us show you what are you looking for, ma'am? Let me take you this way. We do need some tour guides in the metaverse. Well, I mean, we have them. They're right here. I got the best of them right here. But
exactly. I mean, that's what we do every week. And we've been doing it for 48 weeks. We just did our 48th consecutive week. So we're a month away from our 1-year anniversary of tours of ABC Decentraland.
CK, how size wise since previous years, is this any bigger? I would say square foot wise, or is this the same size?
Well, so this is the Neo Designers Plaza, and this is just one of the plazas. There are multiple other areas that you can go.
Right.
And there's also like people building not in the plazas that have experiences as well. And it feels much more spread out. And again, I think with community leveling up and contributing either to the plazas or even to their own lands and what they're building, it just feels a lot larger than it did last year. Because last year, I just remember being in the luxury area and kind of running around that. And then it wasn't until after Fashion Week that I started to venture beyond and meet people. So it to me, it feels bigger. But Scott, maybe you have more insight on that than I do.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely bigger in square footage and in, I'd say, just numbers of different parties that are participating. I don't remember what the press kit says, so don't like quote me on that, but it just, even if it isn't bigger, it feels so much larger. And as Bubbles said, that it's involved a lot of the community, and tonight's tour is going to reflect part of that, because there's, as CK has said, people have leveled up. We've got some creators in this space that you know, a year ago maybe like just got into Decentraland, but after being here this long and working hard every day, it's like, you know, we're in a bear market, and some people call it a build a bear market, right? So we've all had our heads down, and this is when we learn new skills, when we try out new ideas, and it shows. It really does show. People have, as Bubbles had said, you know, up their game. And we've also gone to gone to the DAO, because there's two organizations. There's the DAO and there's the foundation. We've gone to the DAO and we've gone to foundation. We've requested money through grants in the DAO, and we've gone to foundation, and they're really responsible for the foundation, right? For the code and everything that it's built on. And we said, hey, we'd like to talk to you. We have some ideas. And to our surprise and delight, they listened. They invited us in. When we were at Metaverse Miami, we had this wonderful moment where we were there in the same space, and they're like, well, hey, come on over. And then we just started talking, and they said, you know what, why don't you come on in and have a meeting with us? So we did that, and we just exchanged so much information. It was whatever. I could go on and on about that. It was truly magical. But as a result of that, I think is reflected in this year's Metaverse Fashion Week.
Of course. Yeah. And yeah, go ahead and keep walking around and take us around. I will try to keep us, there's so much to see, and I'll try to keep us on track. I know you have a few places on the agenda, so maybe it will limit it to 5 minutes per location. And you just, and CK and I will just keep talking and you just interrupt us as when you need to explain.
Sure. So just to set this up, I've gone to the map. Again, I could do the heads up map, but you know, sometimes it's just easier to walk over and point to the map. So I've walked over here. I've clicked on Bubble Worlds. So there's a representation of CK in Bubble Worlds, and I'm just going to click jump in, and that'll take me right there.
That looks just like her too. CK, what brand stood out to you this year? I saw Aloe Yogas all over the place, man. What else are you guys seeing that wasn't here last year?
Oh gosh. Again, because I was so new and just came in, I think it was like information overload. So I don't remember every brand that was necessarily here last year, but I really enjoyed like House of Barth coming in and that being a part of it. I love seeing what Meta Fashion House is doing with the 3D printed dress, and how she's going to bring this dress that has all these women's names and Web3 on it to life at NFT NYC. So that's really cool to see. I mean, I always have to just shout out all the creators, to be honest, because being a creator myself, you know, House of Fuego, Nikki Fuego, Doki, all of those people just really showed up this year. And I hope that I did as well with Bubble Worlds.
Look at that. We are in your world. Do you want to tell us what it took to build this world, and what are we seeing here? What are you offering here? Tell us.
Okay, so being a nail artist coming in the space, starting a nail art company, I, was trying to like figure out how to do that. I obviously am in future tech and love digital worlds. And so when I jumped into the metaverse and started creating wearables, it really sort of snowballed the idea of what I was going to do with nails. And so I came up with this idea of bubble worlds. And so that just means that over time, I'm going to release a new world, a new bubble world that's going to be themed or whatever it might be to what I'm dreaming in the moment or what I'm inspired by. So I'm playing off of the Future Heritage theme of Metaverse Fashion Week 23. Future Heritage meaning, for me, looking back at the past to look forward to the future and how we can either recreate or reinvent something. And so I leaned towards the space age era of the 50s and 70s, and I am presenting what I call the modern space age. And within the modern space age, bubble babes are the ones that rule the world and are traveling the metaverse and exploring new places with their friends. So when you come into the space, you can check out the wearables that I've designed with MetaTokyo, SRJH, DigiFun, Michi Todd, like that whole try on the left-hand side that Scott is looking at allows you to cycle through, just kind of like the giant avatar. So that's really cool to be able to bring that experience to life. And then I also am bringing a little bit of the people that have inspired me and helped me get to where I'm at. And so along one of the walls, you'll see the nail artists that have inspired me. They've been the ones I sat across from as they did my nails before I learned how to do nails, teaching me so many things I didn't know. And then others that have just been mentors in the space. In the back of the build, there's a nice little nod to all the creators in the space. Again, MetaTokyo. I work with her so much on my 3D nail art. She is my kind of ride or die when it comes to nail art in space. And then Issa Amazing is a super talented 3D artist and animator, does amazing emotes. And then Bubble Worlds, or my Bubble Top with Michi Todd, like I talked about, that was my fashion grant that I won. So that's in the back there, along with the very first nail sets I made with MetaTokyo. But the main part of this, besides sharing a little bit of my past and what my future vision is through wearables, is learning about nail art. And so when you kind of go to the back of the build there at the ramp, you can click on the mural and it'll take you through a guided nail art history tour in the upper galleries. And so from that, you'll learn that nail art's been a part of human history since the very beginning of records. We've been adorning and decorating our fingertips forever. It's a super political art form that's, touched class systems and different cultures. It's been a part of war, and people just don't consider it in that regard because you just may not know the history. So I wanted to bring that to life in this build and kind of present what the future of nail art can be using tech.
CK, I literally was getting chills because there is so much going on here, from not just art, but there's history, there's interaction, there's engagement, there's education, there's technology. I mean, you brought all of those elements in one place where people can have fun, get their nails done, get inspired by different designs, maybe even talk to designers, and then come and learn about the history and interact in a very interactive manner. Guys, if that's not revolutionary, I don't know what is. This is absolutely incredible. And thank you. Thank you for just taking nail art to a whole nother level that I didn't even think it was possible. This is, I mean, my hat is off to you. So proud of you for this. This is incredible. Great work. Great work.
That means a lot. People's reactions. When I started doing nail art, I do very 3D avant-garde, what I describe as non-functional, unnecessary nail art, because it really is not day-to-day wear. It is very fashion. It's meant for photo shoots and red carpets. And so starting, like when I wear my own nail art out in the world, people are always reacting to it. And they're like, what is on your hands? Talk to me about it. And people you would never think would be interested in the art form are talking to me about it. And I know they leave there being like, I have a different perspective on what this is now. And so coming into the metaverse and into digital spaces, I'm getting that same reaction out of the 3D versions of the nail art. And then they see the IRL versions that are usually companion pieces, the figitals. it just adds this other level. And I just like to blend realities. I mean, my whole kind of motto in life is to explore the world at your fingertips and change your nail reality. And so that's what I want to do. I want to show you something you've never seen before. So that feedback is priceless to me. So thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. I mean, mission accomplished, my friend, mission accomplished. Let me see the nails. Let me see the nails.
Oh, well, this is going to be really bad. So I just took my nails off. So I don't have
Oh, no.
now, but I can show you a really cool, this is just one of the nails that I've designed for a set that's being auctioned off. It's a wearable and a figgital IRL nail set that you can wear. And we're auctioning that to get funds to support other Japanese creators in the space, which will go to the spot later where we'll view how that connects to everything. But yeah,
amazing. Well, we are proud of you, and I hope that this is just only a beginning of what's to come in the coming years and how you will continue to educate and inspire people in this genre. So thank you for that. And thank you, AJ, for bringing us into the bubble world.
Absolutely. Yeah. So here's Bubbles on Bubble Worlds modeling their nails. This is the emote that Issa Amazing created.
So
Here, let me go
cool.
into first person so you can see it a little better. Whoop, whoop.
So cool.
yeah, so not only can you wear my nails, but you can pose and model them.
Ah, that's so cool. Guys, you can wear those nails on your avatar. I mean, come on. How
Not
cool
even
is
just
that?
on your avatar. So let's say, Mona, you try these on and you're like, oh my gosh, these are amazing, because these you get for free over here in this little kiosk, right? So you see that right there? It says claim wearable. I click on that and oh, you now own this item. So you come into Decentraland,
Oh my
come
gosh.
to the kiosk, you get them. Now, let's say you like them on your avatar. You'd like to see what they look like on Mona's actual hands, right? So I'm going to click OK to this. I'm going to go back inside. I'm going to climb through the window. Here's a tip to everybody that's thinking about designing something for a virtual world. You don't need to put windows in. If you're going to put windows in, make sure we can climb through them, because it's fun.
Let people escape. We like to, like, someone
Yes.
referred to people in the metaverse as mountain goats. We like to climb. So always allow people to climb.
Listen, we
Okay.
always wanted to go through physical walls in the physical world, and we never got to. So here we are. We're doing it now.
Next
Yes,
thing,
Yep.
I got my smartphone out.
Stop
I'm going to call up my camera.
Stop it.
Here's my camera, and go ahead, get your phone out and scan this QR code, and it'll take you to Instagram.
Stop it right now.
Now,
Oh my gosh.
do you see that?
Yes.
Now turn your head to the left, and then turn your head to the right. But you need to look at your phone when you do that, because the hands change.
Subtle, yeah. It's just subtle. The left, right just does the
my
pose.
gosh.
So you're doing the emote poses or an interpretation
Stop
of
it.
in the AR filter. And then, yeah, you can also buy the IRL nail set. It's in the vending machine downstairs. So if you want to own all three versions, the Instagram filter,
I
all of
am
that,
in
you can have it.
I am in awe. This is, I mean, you guys took this to a whole nother level. This is just incredible. Wow. Yeah. So that's the vending machine say.
Yes, that is all IRL nail art that's on my online shop that people can purchase. And yeah, I mean, I have to just shout out the team, Mana Dackery, Unknower, Issa Amazing, Authors Creative, who made the AR filter with me, like all of the people who helped me make this. It was a very small team. And we did a lot, and it's just awesome to see.
This is just incredible. I'm truly speechless. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, this is what Bubbles referred to earlier. This is the 3D meta dress, or meta 3D dress.
Oh, beautiful.
And if you look really closely, you see Dream, Believe, Web3, DCL. And then if we, I don't know that we're going to have time to go to the actual location, but they have an entire mural. And up there are names of creators in the space. CK's name is there, Nikki Fuego's name is there, Doki's name is there, Canessa. I mean, I could go on and on. They all represent you know, just some amazing creators in this space.
Wow,
And it's also a fidgetal too. So it's like it's in 3D in the virtual, but they printed it out using a 3D printer, and it's a dress that's been worn on runways. So yes,
that's just awesome. And for those of you who don't know what a fidgetal is an item that has a physical identity and a digital identity. So if you're here in the metaverse and you see a digital version of something, that digital item can also be purchased and you can receive it as a physical item. So we call that fidgetal. As Scott takes us to the next location, CK, I want to ask you, do you think a lot of self-made brands who are our very own friends, I'm not even taking us to a level of already established brands, if you will, but just our friends and families who have a brand and they're trying to get their name out there, do you think it's important for them to start looking at these digital environments and extending their brand into these digital environments? And why do you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always need to find the reason for why you want to digitize something, right? Like working in my background, there's always the, like, why are we doing this? We're not going to just use future tech just to use it, because then it might not even be a good idea and it might not have the impact it's supposed to have. So figure out why you're using the medium you're using. So for a digital world, as a nail artist, coming in, I didn't think there was a place for me as a nail artist here. I thought I would just be a user coming to parties, having fun. But then when I saw people were actually interested in the art and wanting to learn about it, that's when I was like, oh, there's an opportunity here for me to not just create for myself, but create for others. And now I find that people in the space are pushing me as a creator and as somebody creating a business and a brand to do more with that and to push the reality of it, because before it was going to be just physical with some tech in it, but now it's digital and physical and tech and blending realities and all these things, and it just makes so much sense. So if you have a business or a product, like, come into this space, come hang out with community, come talk about what you do, and you'll find that people will be interested in it. They want to see what you have to bring, and they will help teach you the ways to do it too. That's a huge thing with the community here. We're very welcoming and we want to help others learn. So I think it's just about finding your thing, and not being afraid to put yourself out there too. That's a big part of it.
Absolutely, because it does come across intimidating, but I think that's why we're having these conversations and taking people inside these worlds up close and personal, and letting everyone know that although this looks like an intimidating space, but it's the close knit space I've ever seen in between Web 1 and Web 2, and here we are in Web 3. That's what everybody wants to do, just each one teach one. And that's the motto of Web3. We're all teaching each other. Okay, Scott, where are we? Is this Coach Tabby?
So yes, this is Coach Tabby. We are actually inside a Tabby handbag, and kind of like Doctor Who, if there are any Doctor Who fans out there, it's bigger on the inside. And this is something that I just want to say, if you're a brand, large or small, one of the benefits of coming into the metaverse, and that is dwell time, right? So if I've got a kiosk at a mall, okay, if I put something out there that just looks amazing, people are going to walk right past it. They're going to dwell on it for like maybe half a second. If it's on a web page, a banner or whatever, even if it's like a pop-up, as soon as you like mouse away from something and then you see those pop-ups come up on the ads, HuffPost or whatever, that's going to get you maybe like 2 seconds of dwell time. Come into the Tabby purse, and now there's an activation, as we call it. There's a little a quest. So I have to collect all the Tabby purses. Oh, there's a little beep. So that's the first one. So I'm just going to jump over here. And here's another one. So I think I have to get 5, right?
Yes, very interactive. And you're here for a reason. You have a mission.
Right. So I need to discover, okay, well, I think I went down first. Yep. So I need to go up or if I just do that, I'll just end up going up. So then I go up some more, go through the portal, and I need to find the other purses. So, you know, I could spend a serious amount of time in here. If you saw earlier when Bubbles was talking, I was just kind of walking around the miniature city like I was Godzilla. You know, and that's more than a couple of seconds. I'm spending my time in here and I'm exploring and having fun. So
Yeah.
congratulations, you have been inducted inside the TABBY. You need to find 5 of them. So there's my count. I just had the UI turned off, so it would be a little cleaner. Okay, so I see over there's a dancing cat that's flying through the air, and it has one more purse. So I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna jump. Hey, I made it. I'm actually very surprised because I do what's called mediocre instead of parkour, because
Parkour.
I fall a lot. So I'm not a parkour, I'm a mediocre.
All
Okay,
right.
so when I get the purses, then there's another part to the quest. I have to go up to the DJ booth. I'm not going to do that right now. I want us to keep moving, but just know that there's like another step. I have to move some mirrors around and turn on the disco ball, and it's a really fun, you know, experience. And just as we've been talking, I've been on their website, basically their 3D world version of their website, since as long as you've been talking, which is, you know, whatever, 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
half a second of dwell time, 2 seconds of dwell time, 5 minutes of dwell time.
Yeah. It really is fascinating to see these brands come in and create these environments where people actually want to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to engage. And I would say, CK, would you say there's so much opportunity for advertising here for these brands as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a way for you to engage with the brand that doesn't feel like advertising. You know, you feel like you're going into the world of the brand and you're getting an experience instead of just being served like a banner ad. You know, in the
Yes.
metaverse, there are banner ads that people can put on their land and you can be served the traditional ads just like in the real world. But here it's just, again, it's a way to take, you know, your TV campaign and your social campaign and your IRL experience and bring it all into this one place that fits amongst those things as well, so that you can push that creative or that brand or that project. Like for this, it's the TABBY bag, you know, so I'm being serviced ads on Instagram about this bag, and I'm in Decentraland inside the bag, you know, and so now the bag's on my mind and I'm like, well, maybe I want this bag now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we say often, you know, that the question that I ask is, who is going to create the most ideal metaverse environment where people want to spend hours on end just spending time in this digital environment? And the truth is, I don't think it's going to be just one person or one company or one brand. I think it's going to be these worlds, just like we're in right now, where you have these many different experiences. And while you're having those experiences, just like you said, you're interacting with those brands in a way that's not so obvious anymore, which is brilliant if you think about it. But it's the experiences that are going to keep people in these environments for hours on end. And I think that's what makes that ideal environment, right? When you can have as many experiences, whether it's your meeting or shopping or going to a concert or a gallery, that's what's going to keep people in.
Yep, absolutely. And I think too, like with experiences like this, they give out, you know, free wearables often, and those things can have utility later on, meaning that I get a purse in the metaverse and that purse might get me into an experience somewhere else, whether it's digital or IRL, and that can unlock a whole other experience with that brand that wasn't there before, you know. And so that's why I think like these metaverse spaces, and like you said, there's going to be many of them. I would love for more of them to be interoperable so we can navigate more easily between them, because each one has their own way of doing something and their own purpose that allows you to bring your brand or bring your creative to it in all sorts of ways. You know, you've got Spatial and you've got Mona, and they all kind of serve a different thing, even though it's under this idea of the metaverse. And I think it's just like having as many places that you can create is amazing, because it means that there's a place for everybody. So
Yeah.
I think this, just it's just gonna propel everything. I mean, it's taking what we know in real life and it's digitizing it and expanding it. I mean, I live kind of two lives now, even though I'm the same
We all
person.
do. We're all living two lives, that's for sure. Okay, we are in MetaTokyo. We have about 15 minutes left, guys. This is one of my favorite spots. Scott, take it away.
Yeah, so MetaTokyo, this is Creator Street version of MetaTokyo. So just for Metaverse Fashion Week, they like stripped everything else away. There are 4 different creators in this space. I'm right now in Idolina's space, and she is a virtual pop star in Japan. She's got quite a big following. She makes her own wearables, designs her own graphics. You can see up here, up on the posters on the wall. And these are wearables that she created specially for Metaverse Fashion Week. So I'm wearing her her boots.
Nice.
And yeah, so anyway, there's just loads of new and innovative wearables that are here. This is another creator in the space, Nyanki, and she's got 4 different wearables. So you can see in the here, let me go back this way. So there's a backpack. There's a speech bubble AFK that's just means away from keyboard. Here's a pair of shorts with a little bunny tail on the back. And so then there's the pill. There's the it's called an aura anyway. So next to that is Supermind Studio. That's another creator in the space. Her name is Super Nina. So she's got some space aged wearables. These are all the different wearables here. Super Nina is, if you just listen to her talk, she's so calm. So she's created this calm space.
Very calm space, yeah. Very Asian themed calm space. Yes, I feel it.
So I'm actually going to let Bubbles talk about this next space over here.
Yeah, so I'll just, I guess, preface it a little bit with what the Creator Street is. So MetaTokyo is the Japanese community in Decentraland, and basically Taka, who runs it, kind of came to each one of us and said, you guys either are Japanese or inspired by Japanese culture or create an art that is inspired by Japanese culture. And he wanted to put together this Creator Street. So there's 4 plots on either side of the street. And as I'd mentioned, all those different creators brought their different art styles and inspiration for it. And so for ours, I worked with Josh, SRJH, and Josh is a tattoo artist. And so I felt like when I was asked to be involved with this, I'm obviously hugely inspired by Japanese 3D nail art. That's kind of like what led me to my kind of style of art that I do now. And Josh is heavily influenced by Japanese style tattooing as well. So I knew he was the perfect person to collaborate with on this. He has a lot more 3D art skills than I do. So I definitely needed help in creating this. But yeah, we wanted to bring a bit of an extension of Bubble Worlds, which is teaching you a little bit of the history of tattoos and nail art. So when you walk on the parcel, there's a UI pop-up that'll come up and teach you a little of that history. And then you can take a look at the wearable, which I mentioned earlier. We're going to auction off so that we can get funds for publishing fees, so that we can help teach and uplift Japanese creators in the space, so that we can bring more Japanese culture to Decentraland.
Oh, just fascinating. Culture, history, art. I mean, you got it all. There's so much education and inspiration in all of these spaces. Go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say, here's a close-up of the tattoo. I was trying to get it on the model, but whatever. And then here's the nail art. So I just want to say, hats off to Bubbles. Their first experience in the space of building was through that grant, through the Face Fashion grant, and making that bubble top. And now they're giving back to the Decentraland community by creating this auction and having another grant for other creators. So it's I really love that idea. It's something that I call SHEW, which is SHEW, and SHEW before WAGNY, which is sharing helps everyone win. So if we don't share with everybody, we're not all going to make it. So we need to share
Absolutely.
first. So that's definitely in the spirit of sharing. Okay.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for both of you for sharing these incredible experiences as you take us to DKNY artwork. And then we're going to go see our friend at the Dollhouse. We are definitely, I promised Tang that we're going to go see her before we end the show. So while you're doing that, CK, we always ask people how they ended up in the metaverse. And a lot of people, including myself, say, I left my, traditional job and came here. And people wonder why. This is why, because it's so inspiring. And frankly, this is a full-time job, guys. I mean, we're all juggling 2-3 projects, our traditional, our Web3, and this is a full-time thing. So I don't know, CK, how much, I mean, I can only imagine the commitment and the work that you put in all of this. And I know that in the long run, this is going to pay off. And I hope you guys know that you are part of history. This is history. This is Gen Z 10 years from now, looking back. And remember when we were in college or we were in high school, this is the next iteration of social studies and you're a part of it. I just want you to know that. So pat yourself in the back because you're going to be in the history books.
This is what I tell my students: take your right hand, put it over your left shoulder, pat yourself on the back.
There you go. Exactly.
I wanted to come here just real quick before we head over to Dollhouse because it's, I think, a really good manifestation of what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. And that is, you've got the brands coming in and they're doing activations, but you've also got creators from the community that are coming up and developing in this space, in Web3. And you were just talking about people making this their full-time job. Here's some artwork from Bleece. These are all creators in the space. So Bleece is he's an artist, he's a writer, and here's a version of the DKNY logo that he made. Next is Gucci Toe. He's the DJ, but he also has this side project called Vertex. I was a part of that. I can tell you about that later. Father Finn. Kirzaz, I think you know who that is.
Kirzaz.
You know who Zaz?
Kirzaz is making me designing my very first wearable, guys. I am so excited. She is finally, somebody's making me a wearable. So yes, she's super talented.
I want to see that dress because Kirzaz is just thebomb.com. Here's Empress Rayon. She's a big time streamer in this space, also has a background in marketing, is doing more and more Web3 stuff. Stony, DJ, also artist. Here's Tang Poco's entry. Here's a baby doll. Their name is Saren, and that's their work. Mr. J, he's a modeler creator in the space. This is one that I did. So there's 42 different people that are represented in Decentraland. So I had them send me headshots of their avatar, and then I did a caricature of that and added it in here.
Very cool.
And here's NFT Bubblegum, another baby doll, and she also was part of the Vertex series with Gucci Toe. So I could take you through the whole rest of the build, but I'll leave that up to you in your own free time. There's multiple levels. There's free wearables that you can collect here. You can also purchase items in DKNY, and then get the real item, get the digital item. So yeah, and it's a first-rate build. But I know we're running short on time, so
yeah, let's go see Tang. I am going to put all the coordinates in the note section of the video. I'm going to put your information, CK's information, in case people want to reach out to you guys, have questions. All of that information will be in the note section of the video. So be sure to check that out. And we're going to go check out our friend Tang at her nightclub. I actually haven't been to the Dollhouse. So she sent me an outfit to wear at the club.
Okay.
but I'm not in there, so I can't wear her outfit. She sent me a little skimpy outfit because she loves her skimpy dresses.
I was gonna
I
say,
love it.
I also sent you this emote. This is an emote that I created.
Oh,
It's called
beautiful.
Feeling Myself, nod to Bay for this one. So if you're wanting to dance on the dance floor, there's this one. And then I also sent you I think it's this one. Yep. So here's a shuffle dance called Running Man. So you can do either one of these two emotes. There's also the standard emotes that always work.
Thank
But yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. This is
Yeah.
so cool. Very cool. I appreciate it. How many days do we have left, CK? 2 more days or 1 more day of the fashion week?
There are 2 days left. So Thursday and Friday are left. They're going to be jam-packed days. The best part about being in Decentraland during these weeks is, like Scott mentioned earlier, there's a little UI button that you can click, and there's a full schedule of everything going on that links to where you can go. So if you see that there's an event happening, you can click jump in and you can go right there. So yeah, 2 more days.
There's the runway this year too, right? People can go see a runway show, which are fabulous, by the way. So if you're coming in, please don't forget to go check out a runway show as well. I have to come back and check that out. That's where
Here's
it is,
the
right?
runway. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to get to this, I went to, as CK was saying, I went to this big button up here. Neo Plaza is where we started out. We were in DK Luxury Plaza because DKNY is there, but we didn't have time to see all of that. But that in Luxury Plaza is where the runway is. So if you go to Luxury Plaza.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, Luxury Plaza is where all the stores are, all the boutiques are. So you can go through each boutique and see the digital version of all the brand name fashion wear. I know Adidas had a runway show. Dolce & Gabbana usually has a runway show. Tommy Hilfiger. Yep. D&G. You got them all. You got Tommy Hilfiger, DKNY. Yep. Same.
Dundas.
Yep. Dundas is here.
There's
Amazing.
actually a really cool outfit. Whatever. I'll show you some other time, Mona. But I really like it's the free Dundas wearable. It's a skin. It's a full body wearable, so you can get that at the Dundas store. So make sure you go and check that out.
CK, I know we loved our concerts. Last year they ended it with that concert was amazing. What do we got this year as far as concerts?
So the main thing that I've been seeing, besides obviously all the community shows with True Band Room and Baby Dolls in Spatial and in Decentraland, is Gaian, which is a sort of tech sneaker project. The person who runs that also is part of LimeWire, and now they're into like music NFTs. And so they've been hosting a bunch of different acts like Spotty Wi-Fi and Lil Bitcoin. And I believe Soulja Boy will be premiering a video as well. And then who knows, there may be a big surprise performer we don't know about. I feel like there's always like a surprise something that happens, but we have a ton of DCL DJs who've been performing, Gucci Toe and Stony Eye and so many names I could list. But yeah, so it's just been great to see that kind of, we have some of the big performers coming in, but then we also have all the community performers amongst it as well.
Absolutely. I mean, guys, there's a little bit of everything for everyone, from yoga classes to activations to concerts to fashion shows and runway shows and talk sessions. I mean, you got everything, art, NFTs, just a little bit for everyone. So be sure to come in here. Scott just gave you the best educational session you could ever have to know how to get to these different areas with the coordinates, and just go in and check it out and experience it, especially during the day. It's really busy. I mean, look at Tang's Club is popping, guys. I love it.
There's quite a few people here already. Yeah. And it's, we're like a minute away from it starting. So people usually show up early just so they can socialize. It's Wag Me Wednesday. There's Tang Poco over off in the corner. I'm going to say hi to her. And there's going to be some awards tonight. They're going to give away special wearables and emotes and prizes for the next top model of the metaverse. So super exciting.
Tang is the official supermodel of the Metaverse Fashion Week 2023. We love her. She is also so involved in the Metaverse, got her hands in everything in there. Guys, this is just incredible. Every year, it's mind-blowing. And I know that we only touched the surface. I want people to know that. We only touched the surface. Scott, Boson Protocol had an area where people could buy figitals. They still have that this year as well?
Yes, that's correct. So like I said, it's a lot bigger this year. So in the luxury district, there's a build called Ouroboros, and in there is one of the places to get the digital redemption and through Boson Protocol. So there's instructions there on how to do it. Basically, you're going to buy the digital item, and then you use that as a redemption code to get money off or to get the real item. But Boson Protocol also has their own space elsewhere in Decentraland. So if you just go to the map and you click on that portal section and you just hit the E or the F key, you can cycle back and forth between all the other locations where they have other activations. I think there's something like 10 additional locations in Decentraland that have something as big, if not bigger, than the luxury plaza. I don't think anything's bigger than the Neo Plaza. There's one that's exactly the same size as Neo Plaza, and that's called Angzar Outpost, but we didn't have time to get there tonight. But yeah, just go there, check that out. Look for Boson Protocol. You can also just do a search in the events tab.
That's right. People can go in that way too. Yeah, definitely, guys. Check out Boson Protocol, a great area to buy physical items of the digital items that you see there. And there's just so much that we can really sit here and talk about. We could do this all night. We could literally just spend hours in some of these areas. But I want to thank you both so much. And Scott, let me know if you come across something. Well, if I'm talking, please do interrupt me. No worries at all.
I'm looking right now, and all that's coming up as far as events, I should actually be in places, but yeah. So there's 3 events, and they're happening tomorrow. Talks, and it's going to be at the Boson Protocol space there. You can see their logo down there. Yeah, so there's 3 different talks that are happening tomorrow. There are the times. You can just come to events and type in Boson and you'll find it. You can also come to places, type in Boson, and you'll find it that way too.
Yeah, and you can come in as a spectator, or you can, if you have questions, guys, there are people here during this event that will answer your questions. You can attend sessions and ask questions if you're a brand and you just don't know how to get started in these digital environments. This community is here to help. They love to help, and they want to onboard the masses. So come in, look for people, attend session, ask questions. There are amazing people like Scott and CK who are just waiting to answer your questions and show you around. Thank you both so much for giving us this fabulous tour of Metaverse Fashion Week 2023 in Decentraland. Honestly, guys, your passion for this space is truly infectious, not to mention your insight and expertise. So thank you both so much for taking the time to do this tonight.
Yes, thank you for having me on. Thank you, Scott, for involving me in this. It was a lot of fun, and happy to chat anytime. Reach out.
Yes.
Well, it's my pleasure. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mona.
No. Go, Scott. Any last words?
I was going to say it was a pleasure. As Tang likes to say, the metaverse is better with friends. So definitely next time you want to come to Decentraland, send me a DM. I'm Awedjob, AWEDJOB, on all social media. So that's Instagram, Telegram, even Farcaster. So yeah, just hit me up and say, hey, can you take me around Decentraland? And I'll probably say yes. I'll drop whatever else I'm doing. So here's the Boson Protocol real quick. We can do this on the way out, but it is enormous. And I put the link to the location there, -75,108. And they have all these little kiosks with activations in here too. I can't get Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yes, here's a product, and here's how to get the physical item, a Wabi Venus dress. Okay, so I'm probably not.
1,000.
No,
What is
that's
that?
$10,000.
Oh my gosh, $10,000.
So
All
that's the
right.
physical dress. That's probably a couture. That's probably like a one of a
Yes.
kind. And then you can also get the digital item.
Don't
here
bring
too,
your
so.
checkbooks here. They don't accept checks, guys. You need to bring your ETH, bring your Bitcoin, but do not bring your checks. The prices are high.
Okay, so this one's a little more reasonable. It's only $8,000 or 4.5 ETH. So anyway, this
But
is
not to
the Boson.
But just
Go
so
ahead.
people know that yes, they're couture, but there's also very reasonable items. Like I remember Tommy Hilfiger had a really cool jacket that I actually was very tempted to get, and it was, I don't know, about $200 some. So there are definitely items, that affordable items that people can buy, digital and the physical version. But yes, please come check this area out again.
Here you
Thank
go.
you. Oh, there you go.
$60
Yes.
bucket hat,
There you
black
go.
in Paris.
Why not? We'll take the bucket hat on our way out.
All right.
CK, thank you
Hats
so
off.
much. I'm going to put all your social media information again in the notes section so you guys can get in touch with CK and Scott. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon for more exciting adventures in the metaverse. I'm your host, Mona. Until next time.
Thank you. See you in the metaverse.
Thank you so much. See you later.